Satan launches a plot to ruin Job and ruin Job's life by taking away everything that is dear to him, by putting him through pain and agony. He takes his family, he takes his possessions, he takes his loved ones, anything that Satan thinks would inflict suffering on Job at such a level that he will be proven to be a fraud and he will falter in his faith. And so Satan gives the order to his underlings, you know what, have his flocks and his possessions destroyed, and it's taken away in an instant. Only a messenger is able to come back and say what has happened. And then he says, okay, keep going. We're going to take his kids from him. So his family collapses. The house falls in on them and he loses all of his children all at once. So now he's lost his possessions and his loved ones. And then he goes back and that didn't really work. And he says, well, let me touch his flesh, God. Let me hurt him. Let me make him sick. And he covers him head to toe with boils and just puts Job in excruciating pain and agony. And that still doesn't work. And I just imagine the underlings, Satan's little servants, coming to him and saying, well, Satan, you know, we could take his wife. And he's like, no, she's of more use to us alive. I just want to say, could you imagine for a second the worst punishment that the enemy could put on you or your spouse is that you remain alive in a situation like this? She knows Job better than anyone except for God himself, and she looks at him in his dire straits and says, curse God and die. I can get over the fact of asking God to die, but what she says to him to do is exactly the thing that Satan said Job would do if things got hard. And to me, that is a sobering warning that we need to think about. Here's the reality. If you and your spouse are not absolutely united in the faith, and I don't mean exactly at the same place or believe exactly the same thing at every point. I mean, if the center and rock of your life is not the same, if it is not God above all else, if you're not united on that firm foundation, then when suffering comes, Satan will attack that fault line and will drive a wedge between you and between God. And this should be something that we should consider. We should never want to allow ourselves to be the voice through which the devil speaks to our spouse. I want to say that again. Never allow yourself to be the voice through which the devil speaks to your spouse. Don't ever let yourself be a device of the devil in your own home. We should ever be the voice that the Spirit speaks through in our house.